So for those of you who are here, that one you can't have back, okay, because I wasn't recording. But what we're going to do is we are going to talk about artificial intelligence, okay, and how important that is right now. And I prepare an amazing class every week for me, you, and anybody who wants to get on board. And so I'll tell you what, AI is moving forward so fast. It's like, that I've changed the curriculum. Okay, I feel like it said week 9 was going to be Manus. No, we're not going to cover Manus because they just came out with. Let me make sure. Hold
Hey,
on.
Mike, you can make me a co-host if you need to.
Yeah. Did I lose all my co-hosts by restarting? I think I did. 1 second.
I saw Brad on there.
Let me do that. I need co-hosts and Felix too. It moves too quick.
Mike, I can help also.
We got it covered today. Okay, but thank you. Okay, here we go. Make co-host. So this, you guys, this topic that we are on today is again, it's the most revolutionary thing going on right now on planet Earth. Okay, what's going on with AI. Okay, and it's going faster and faster, and if you're learning it and leveraging it and taking advantage of it and applying it, you're loving it. You're loving every minute of it. And so this is like my favorite class of the week. And I love preparing for it because I'm learning, who learns the most is the teacher, right? One of the AI gurus said you should learn from somebody who's not 10 years ahead of you. You should learn from somebody who's a few steps ahead of you because they were just where you were. And I was like, hey, that's me. I'm just a few steps ahead of you, a few YouTube videos ahead of you. But I have tremendous experience in, sales and B2B and all that to basically apply this for real people like you and me, not for developers, not for programmers, not to build software or build apps. We're not building anything here. We're using the tools that have been built to enhance our business, to leverage AI. And so I'd say, these classes, this is our 9th or 10th week. I think it's our 10th week. And these classes have been invaluable. Now I keep them. If you want to go back and look on the Google Drive, which is right there on the front page of this site, you guys, I'm giving you the main website. In here, I put each week's lesson, the PowerPoint, and the handout. Okay. So right now we're going to go through the PowerPoint and the handout. Okay. And here, here's the PowerPoint, but they're all going to be available at your convenience inside of the folder, which is right on the web page. Now, I also put in the folder the video replays. So Zoom replays right here. So we are on week 10 because there's week 9. Okay, right there. There's week 8. There's week 7. There's week 6. There's week 5. But you guys, it keeps getting more and more exciting as we move forward because today we're going to talk a lot about voice. And everybody knows it's what's just happened with Voice 2.0 with ChatGPT. It's like revolutionized AI. Like seriously, and it happened like 2 weeks ago or less than 2 weeks ago. And I just saw Elon Musk on a video saying it's like it's AI's moving forward so fast, it's shocking. Like 6 months would be like 10 years. Okay. So, here you can go watch the replays. And if you miss one, because you have something going on Friday at 1 Pacific, just go back here, go to the Google Drive docs, and you'll be able to find it in here, along with all the other stuff I get. I do something very smart on our behalf for everyone. I join a different AI guru every month. So I'm on month 3 of a new AI guru, and I handpick them. Look at all the pages I have open here. Hold on here. I don't think I need any of these pages. So hold on, close all those. I'm pretty sure I had my YouTube thing open. Hold on, let me see if I can find it here. Found it. Okay, so one thing I do is I join a different guru every month. I pay their subscription and then I get all the stuff that their VIP, paid members get. And then I learn from it and then I share it with you. The part I think applies to what we're doing. We're not developing software, building apps, right? We're using these tools to enhance, get more free time, right? Make more money, not have things fall through the cracks, stay on the cutting edge, not get left behind. That's our goal. And so this, I now have, like the first meeting, there was like 6 videos. Now there's 25 videos because we keep progressing a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And we don't have time to watch them on these trainings because there's so much to cover and there's only 60 minutes to talk to you. But I was watching you guys. This is like, it's so good. Now, I don't have this link that I'm about to give you is not here. It's nowhere. So you only get this link by being on the trainings. Where you, by the way, congratulations, you're on the training, so you're about to get it. So here, if I go to, and by the way, when I add a new video to it, you're going to have it because you're going to just save this list of the 25 incredible videos. So I'm going to click this. And it didn't go where I wanted. So hang on here. That's my regular page. So if I go to playlists, this is this one right here.
For example. And then another key thing here is that make sure to audit this file every week or a couple of weeks and prune what's stale because otherwise it can become a bit bloated. So let me show you exactly where to find the CloudMD inside of Cowork now. Literally.
Okay, now it should have opened. It should have opened this. It didn't work. It went to my page. So let me try that again. Okay, this time it worked. So now I can just share with you. This might be the most valuable thing we do every week because this gives you like the best videos. I watch like 15 videos a day, okay, late at night. And then I go to Notebook LM to have them, to basically get the gist of them with an infographic and a slide presentation. But then I have the main source that I got it from right here. Okay, these are like the 25 best videos. So if you really want to learn AI, you're not going to learn it in 1 hour a week. And by the way, it's the most fun thing I do every week. I wouldn't watch 15 to 20 videos on calculus, okay, or something that I hated. But I love learning this stuff because I can apply it immediately. And I can teach it to thousands of people to apply immediately too. So let me put this in the chat. Save this because it's not anywhere else. And we're going to come back and try to have time to watch some of these videos that I planned to show you today, but it's so hard because we have so much to cover in such a short period of time. And so let's come back to the light right here. And so this is the topic we're going to address this week. And there's 2 topics and we don't have time to cover both. So I'm going to give you the week 11 stuff, which is having an AI powered work week. And we're going to talk about voice 2.0 because it's the biggest game changer this year in AI. And that's saying a lot. Okay. And so, this is basically you upgraded 10 weeks in, you built real tools, who's already saving hours every week. You upgrade the client experience, proposals, reviews. Like before you do an appointment, you can train your AI, ask your AI to do some research online, and then condense it down to 3 bullet points, 1 sheet of paper, 3 bullet points, and 1 paragraph. That's what I do. I have my Claude Cowork study the scour the internet every night. Every single night, it scours the internet and it gives me a report in the morning of 3 articles on AI agents, because that's what we built for our agents, right? We built 5 AI agents, but it gives me a report on what's going on in the world of AI agents. Our project is called AI Genies. And then it reads those articles, it condenses them down to 1 page. And basically, then it says 3 bullet points and gives me 1 paragraph to say what's going on here and how it applies to what you're doing. So it like finds the best articles, it condenses them down. Now you can do the exact same thing if it can study my calendar for that day. Like there's an appointment going on right now that I wasn't going to reschedule this class, right? This class is pretty important to me. There's 40 people on, but the biggest appointment in the history of dreams is going on right now. Okay, $100 million tariff. Okay, and so, but you know what? I said, James, do you think I need to be on that call? Like, I'm not going to talk. I would just be listening to learn. I do want to listen to learn, but it's Eric's going to be, the CEO. If I wouldn't have had 40 people on what I think is the most important webinar of the week, I would have, if it was a quantum training or something I could ask Tim Turbyville to give for me, I would have. Okay, but so I gave that up. But you guys, it studies all your appointments, and then it'll do the same thing. It'll scan the internet for any articles written on that company, their website, and then it'll give you a little snapshot of who you're going to be meeting with at 2:15 today. And here's like the 3 bullet points, and here's the 1 paragraph that you ought to know about that company. I've already scoured the internet for any articles ever written on that company. I studied their website. It just does that for you automatically before your appointments every day. Thank you very much. That's what my $200,000 a year executive assistant does for me, that I pay $20 a month for. It's unbelievable, right? By the way, Claude is $20 a month, and ChatGPT is $20 a month to have the ultimate. And you need to do them both. I need you to invest $40 a month to have 2 $200,000 a year, 24/7 genius executive assistants at your beck and call. And I'm going to teach you how to work them, to really help you. And you guys, this is an operating system in Claude that we built for Claude Cowork. Most people, when they go on, this is what they see. Okay, it is so much easier to work from an operating system than it is to just looking at Google. And now I built an even fancier one for ChatGPT. It's Jarvis, okay, from the thing, and I don't have time to show it to you right now, but it's way cooler than this. Okay, and it moves around. It's like unbelievable. Okay, and the ChatGPT one is the ultimate. It's the one you talk to. The ChatGPT is going to run my Claude. And so I said, can I call you? I'm going to call it 3 names. I said, I built a pet called Rocky from the movie the Hail Mary. Okay, and that is, I can call my voice Rocky. That was my intention. And it built like this super cool thing that walks around my screen all the time. Super cool. But then I built Jarvis. The guy I paid to join his team this month, the guy's like a guru at voice. And he has this most amazing thing that makes, for ChatGPT, that's way cooler even than this one. Okay. So I bought his thing, and you guys, I'm able to give it all to you. I already customized it and made it freaking incredible. Okay. And so I just haven't had time. I have a step-by-step sheet of what I got to do, but I'm working too hard to be ready for today, when I'm not ready for today to give it to you guys. But this is badass. Nobody has anything like this for Claude. I mean, that's this cool. And you're going to have the even one cooler than this for ChatGPT. Okay. And it's going to blow your mind what it can do for you. Okay. That's what we're doing here together, my friends. Okay. And so it's going to, every morning, I have so many people on my list that I want to email. And I used to have it load up 30 drafts in my drafts every morning. And then I would have to take 30 seconds to send them all out. Now I got I could do like 100 or 200 a day. And I'm not going to have it put it in my drafts. I don't want to push send 200 times. So I'm just going to get it all prepared. And I'm going to say every morning, I want you to prepare them at 4:50, but I want you to send them out at, not at 4 in the morning. I want you to send them out at like 7:30. So I want them, I'm going to have it load them all in the drive. I'm going to teach you guys how to do all this. So like every morning when you wake up, you're like a freaking superstar. All your appointments are prepared. You have the little notes on it. It's already sent out 100 emails for you. It's already done all the follow-up. It's going to tell you the ones you need to follow up on today. It's like a miracle. It's not a 80,000 a year assistant. It's a 200,000 a year assistant. Okay. For $20 a month. The tools gave you hours. The system decides what they're worth. So they're worth just ChatGPT and Claude's worth 400 grand a year. If you let us teach you how to use them. Okay. Saving 5 hours means nothing if you just fill them up with more busy work. The win is putting those hours where you make money in front of people, closing and building relationships. Today, you audit where your time actually goes, then design a week that produces. So we're going to design and get you way more efficient, way more effective. We're going to incorporate your health into this as well, right? Because if we're not exercising and doing the things we do, what good is money if we die? We don't want you to go dying on us. So we're going to focus. We're going to include health in here as a priority, as it better be, right? And your family, right? If you lose your health or you lose your family, it's not worth it, right? So we got to get our priorities in order. Log it in for 1 week, every work block, add up categories, circle the leaks. We're gonna analyze our weeks and get better and better. We're gonna automate schedule briefings, follow up, and drafts. We're going to accelerate with proposals, content, outreach, research, and meeting prep. Now, really, you guys, we're not doing the sales, so ours is a lot easier because we're just referring people. Okay, and so, but I still need you guys. I need that because I do the quantum sales for you, but I'll know more about the company than you will because I'm my 200,000 a year assistant kicks ass. Okay, human, only you. Closing hard conversations, relationships, judgment calls. Okay. And so you guys, I'm gonna tell you what. I saw an AI model that closes, that's like human, and it closes the sales. It is the product expert, and it looks human, and it talks human, and it's just an attractive woman, the one I saw. And I was going to show it to you guys to scare you. And it's now companies hire her, or they have a male version of it. They teach it their presentation, and it gets on the Zoom, and it closes the sales for them. It's you guys, and it's real, and it's working right now. So you know who that's going to put out of work? The quantum expert, the product experts, not us, because it doesn't get the appointment. It doesn't prospect, but it can sell, and it sells better than you, way better than you can. So salespeople pitching are gone because this thing was scary. I was like, whoa. Now, do you think I like doing the quantum appointments for you guys? I don't. Do you think I'd rather be drinking a lava flow in Maui right now, or doing a quantum appointment for you? Okay. And so I'm stoked that the product experts are going to be all AI. And that's not coming. That's this year. That's now. The damn thing was real. They're all, you want us to do a demo for you? I was like, no. But I was like, I saved it and I was looking for it the other day. I couldn't find it. But it gets on the Zoom, it answers the questions. It's like goes through the presentation and then it closes the sale and overcomes objections and gets the sale. I was like, okay, that's not going to hurt anybody in our company because we just refer to experts. But let me just tell you, the experts are toast, not us. Just good news, right? But if you want to be, it can sell any product better than we can. It was like so damn good. And I was like, I would love to be sitting on a Zoom watching it make the sale for me, right? But I'd rather be drinking the lava flow. Okay, morning briefing. Every day calendar priority. It's going to do all this stuff for you. Content batch. Okay, step by step by step. So you guys, where am I going to put this? I'm going to put this in the chat for you guys right now so you don't have to go to the Google Drive, okay? So I'm going to give you this stuff. I can't believe how, you guys, time goes so damn fast when we are when we're on this class, okay? Because there's so many, I want to get to this video, but I can't get to this video till I get you guys, till I show you what I've done. You know, this is the class we were supposed to cover today. We're done. 22 minutes. You guys studying on your own time. We're moving on. We can't go this slow. Okay. This is called microwave training. Okay. If you cook a baked potato in an oven, it takes hours. Cook a baked potato in the microwave, it's like 8 minutes. Okay. And so we're going to give you microwave training. I learned that from Alec Chan. Okay. WFG. So microwave IUL training. Okay. We're just going to condense it. Okay. That's what we're doing with our AI. So let me go to my downloads and see if we're lucky enough to just find them really easily for you guys. Ambient orchestrator. I think this is it, you guys. Let me see what this presentation is called. The DBR AI Accelerator. That's not it. Okay, hold on. Okay, and here is the same class on the handout. A really nice handout for you just to get organized for the week. And so I don't see it. So let me just do this real quick for you guys. So I go week 11 handout. Let me do that one more time. Wrong button. Save as, browse. Oh, you know where it should be? It should be in my AI learning folder. Let's look there. I didn't think of looking where it belongs. Okay, but it's not where it belongs. So now let's put it in the AI learning folder. It takes a minute for it to download. Hold on. Done. So I'll be able to give that to you in a second. This one, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to put it in the folder. And I'm going to give it to you guys. I'll also put it in the Google Drive for future reference for the people who missed today. They didn't get the YouTube though. Okay. So here we go. Save as, browse, AI learning folder, week 11 deck. Takes a minute. Done. Close it. Now we're on our next topic, which is this. Stop typing. I can't type anyway, okay? I can't spell. Guess what? Being a bad speller doesn't matter when you're not typing anymore, okay? And so here I got both of them. I can put them in the chat. There we go. Thought my computer was going to crash. I thought I had a virus because my computer kept crashing. So I asked Claude. I took screenshots of what it kept doing, and it walked me through. I'm running too many things at the same time. I had this open, that open. Then it goes, let's go to your start menu, turn off all the things that start up that you don't need. It walked me through it. It did, you know, it actually gave it control and it took me there. And I was like, I thought I had a virus, right? I thought I had to buy a new computer or something. Okay, but really, I just asked for some help and boom, my computer was back to normal. So awesome. So now we're going to talk about the biggest earth-shattering change to AI in 2026, which is the, you know, amazing stuff. So now I happen to have that one. I'm going to put this one in the chat for you guys right now. Okay. So that one is in my downloads.
See,
That's what I
Mike,
saw. Yeah.
the last one didn't. It says the chat says it can't be viewed here. The last link you put in.
You download them. Did you? Anybody else wasn't able to download them? I think you just got to download them first. Anybody else not able to open it?
In the chat, it says the content can't be viewed here.
Yeah, you shouldn't view it there. You should download it on your computer.
Yeah, I downloaded them both.
Okay, so there's a button. You just download them and then you open them on your computer. It can't be viewed in the chat. Okay, now let's go. This brochure is all about voice. Okay, and so I am going to take you here. This is the PowerPoint. We're about to watch this video, and I'm going to put this PowerPoint in the Google Drive folder, which is really, you guys, you don't have to join all these guys and attend all their trainings and go through all their VIP crap. I'm doing all that for you. And I just put it in the Google Drive for you, but you're not paying me, $100 a month, right? I'm paying them 79, 77. One was 59. Okay. I joined one a month and then I cancel and join the next guy to get their great stuff. Okay. And so you guys, let's just watch the guy because, it's so much better than me. Okay. Is to hear from these guys, but just know that this is the backup material to what we just watched. Okay. And I'm going to show you one more thing before I go to that video.
Hey, Mike, my computer, the screen got too big, and so now I'm not able to shrink it and copy anything. So,
Oh, you got cut off. Hold on. Okay, no questions during the meeting, Bruce. Let's just put the questions in the chat. Keep the meeting going forward because we're so limited on time, and you can email me if you need a personal, favor outside of the meeting. MikeCEO@gmail.com. So you guys, here's the dealio. You guys, I've spent hours and hours and hours and hours and hours going through all the best videos for you. And then what I do is I go right here to Notebook LM, and the guy we're about to watch, I'm going to give you, I already did the homework on the guy, so you don't have to even do that but this is what you're supposed to do when you see a video. You're supposed to go here, you paste it in here, and then you ask it to make you a PowerPoint, an infographic, and 5 reports for free. Thank you very much. Okay. So there's the PowerPoint. I'm going to put that in the chat. Here's the infographic. I'm going to put this in the chat right now. Or the PowerPoint I'm going to put in the Google Drive. Mastering ChatGPT voice, your chief of staff. So what you guys, we're going to watch the video at 1.5 speed because time is too valuable. If you watch a 10-minute video at 1.25, you just save 2 minutes of your life. So a 20-minute video is 4 minutes. If you watch it at 1.5, it's 6 minutes and 80 seconds. Okay. And so we're going to watch it at 1.5. You may go, wait, oh, that's kind of fast, but don't worry. Your brain gets it. Your subconscious mind may not think you're getting it, but your brain's doing just fine. Okay. And so we're going to learn. Remember, we're in the microwave oven, my friends. So copy this image. Okay, sometimes it won't let me copy it because it's showing up here. I don't know why. So I'll just cheat. I'll go here. I'm instead going to grab it. Lightshot.com, LIGHTSHOT.com. So I just hit screen share. Boom. There's that. And then the PowerPoint's going to be, let's just see if the PowerPoint happens to be in my, if it's easily accessible, I'll give you the PowerPoint because we're going to, you guys, this is like going to wake you up to how amazing this thing is. I'm going to give you this PowerPoint. I think it's the right one, the ambient orchestrator. It's for sure a good one, no matter what. So here we go. Everybody's freaking out about the voice. Me too. Jim George is like way ahead of everybody. He can't be here today, but he has his little Willow assistant. I have Rocky and Jarvis. Okay. And so we're going to bring you guys all up to speed. Now this guy, I love this guy because he's Australian. All my AI voice assistants, I pick an Australian voice. Okay. I don't know why I like it. Crocodile Dundee. Okay. And so I do that with both Claude and ChatGPT, but this guy is really Australian. He's super, super smart. I haven't joined his group yet, maybe next month. Okay. And he gives a great talk, but that's not the one we're going to watch. Okay. This guy is the guy we're going to watch. And this video He did 2 of them on it. This is the one I think is more recent. 2 hours ago. Okay. Okay, maybe that's, yeah, 2 hours ago. So this is like his fresh one. Here we go. Yeah, I've been watching this at 1.5, you guys.
Computer, but for the sake of demonstration, am barely at my desk anymore, but still get significantly more work done. In this video, I'll cover 8 advanced tips for getting the absolute most out of ChatGPT voice. If you stick with me into the end of this video, I personally guarantee you're gonna get way more work done in way less time and free yourself to do whatever the heck you want during the day. You wanna go outside, you can do whatever you want and you'll still get amazing work done. Now let's lock in and get into it. So let's quickly start off why ChatGPT voice is so special, so much different than Claude's voice mode, and really just way more than a dictation tool like Whisperflow or other tools. Here are the 5 biggest reasons why it is completely differentiated from any other tool out there. And by the way, before I get into this, I was the biggest like AI voice hater in the entire world before this. If you ever watched any of my live streams, I talk about how much I hate talking to AI. I just like typing much more. This ChatGPT voice completely changed my mind. I am 100% voice pilled now. And here's why. Number 1, and this is probably the most powerful reason of them all, it can spin up new threads and agents. Right after this, I'm going to show you like a demo of my typical day-to-day workflow of using ChatGPT voice, how I talk with it, what it does. But the most powerful thing it can do is actually orchestrate other AI agents. When you use any other AI voice technology, it's just in its one thread. You tell it to do something, it does in that thread. It doesn't work with any other AI agents. It kind of works in its own little sandbox mode, right? But ChatGPT voice, you can say, here are my 5 tasks for the day, spin up a thread for each one of those tasks, and then monitor those threads and agents. This allows you to do way more at once. It allows you to use the correct models for the correct tasks. It just allows you to get way more done in way less work. With Claude voice or any other AI voice agents out there, it's only in its sandbox, so it can only do one thing at a time. So you got to sit there, tell what to do, listen on how it went, and then you do things one by one by one. But with ChatGPT voice, and this might seem subtle, but it's so powerful, it does all its work in other threads. So you just, here's my list of things to do, go spin up a thread for each thing, and it goes, spins them up, is okay, I'll let you know when they're all done. That is really, really amazing. You can also see across other threads and devices. Because ChatGPT has such great remote functionality and is across all your devices, you can go to ChatGPT voice, say, spin this up on this device, go over here on this device and do that. It basically becomes like an orchestrator of your entire digital life, which is so powerful. Again, the subtle difference there is Claude voice, the other voice tools, they're in their little sandbox. If I go to Claude voice and I say, hey, can you check out what's going on in my email? If you go to Claude and you say something like, hey, go check out what we're doing in this other thread, what work we have done there, and then check out what we're doing in the email over here, then check out what we have spun up on my phone over there. It can't do that. It just has visibility into its one thread. So again, much like number 1, this turns the voice mode much more into like a chief of staff orchestrator where you can use it as a single point of contact to get work done across everywhere you work. Again, no other AI voice technology comes anywhere close to this. And because it works across devices and has amazing remote functionality, this unlocks my favorite AI workflow of all time, which is the go outside and walk around with an AirPod in on your phone and just talk to voice and get work done, which we'll cover much more later in this video. Full computer use and browser use, so you can be on the go, on your phone, in full self-drive mode on your Tesla, or be walking around outside and say, hey, go on my computer, build this deck, then send an email out with the deck in it. Then you mute, you walk around, and it gets done by itself on your computer, which is really, really amazing. Full control over your computers and your browsers. And just from a tech perspective, from like a pure voice model perspective, it's the most advanced voice model. You can interrupt it. It can interrupt you. It stops to listen to what you say. It understands pauses in your voice really well. It's just the most pleasant to talk to voice model. And then from a harness perspective, it's just very highly usable. If you're on your computer, you can background it and just start talking whenever you want, and it'll listen. It'll wait for you and listen. If you're on the go, you can lock your phone, put it in your pocket, just start talking whenever you want. It just very naturally blends into your life, which makes it so nice and pleasant to use. It really makes you think this is probably the future of AI, but we'll get more into that in a little bit as well. So that's the basics. This is what we covered in last week's video, but let's get more into the advanced functionality now, how to use it, how to get the most out of it. If you master these 8 tips I'm about to get you, your entire workflow with AI is going to completely transform. So let's first go into a basic workflow. I'm going to show you live how I use ChatGPT voice when I wake up in the morning. Everything I'm about to show you, I actually do on the go, because again, the remote functionality is so amazing. You can do this on your iPhone, on the go, walking around, and this will all happen on your desktop computer. But for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to do this on here, on my Mac Studio, so you can see what it's like, just because I don't feel like taking a camera with me outside, to be quite honest. I don't want to be one of those dorky guys filming themselves walking around. So we're going to do it here on my desktop. But this is my basic day-to-day workflow. Once we go through this, just to get a taste of how this works, the different mindset and strategies with using this new technology, then I'll go into the 8 advanced tips that kind of tie into what I'm about to show you. So I wake up in the morning, I open up the ChatGPT desktop app, and then I hit this little button down here. You see this? There's 2 microphone buttons, which are a little bit confusing, but that's fine. You have your dictate button, which is just the button you hit, you talk, then it puts the text in there. But this is the ChatGPT voice button. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit that. It's going to open up our voice session. Then I'm just going to show you how I start my day and how I work with ChatGPT voice. Hey there, ChatGPT voice. Can you give me a rundown on all the work we did yesterday, where we stand, and what we should do for next steps?
Let me pull up yesterday's work.
So I'll mute my microphone right here, because if you stop,
Here's
you
the
can cut it
rundown.
off.
Personal OS is live on the web with your 2 read-only calendars, Henry, Tasks, and Thumbnail Canvas. You can move to previous day,
It's giving me a
next day,
rundown of
and back
all the work
to
I did
today,
yesterday
with the
across
event cards
ChatGPT
placed
and all my
correctly by
projects.
time. And the desktop app just wraps that web version. Also, the VCA build
because it
lab
has
is live and
visibility
private,
across
and
all my
shared
different
compute
threads. It
is
can
running
give me a
on
rundown
3
my
private
entire
web
digital
servers
life
with
like
12
this.
total
No other
request
voice tool
lanes.
can do this.
Next steps, try the dashboard in normal use. Add your chosen VCA members to the private build lab, run the 8-member pilot, and fix and package the desktop build only when you actually want to distribute a native version.
It's giving me nice recommendations for next steps. This is something I love to do. Ask it what it recommends we should do next. All right, now let's go back in and give it feedback on our status and what we want to do next. All right, that sounds great. For personal OS, can we go in and make sure that we have our Henry OpenClaw agent actually attached in there, not just a general AI? Can you spin up a new thread to get that done? For the school OS, can you go in and make sure and actually build a plan around what this would look like if I add a second DJX Spark to the Buzz lab? And then for the actual build lab itself, can you spin up a new thread that comes up with an outline for all the things the members can do inside the Buzz build lab?
Okay, I'll sort those 3 requests.
So I got a rundown of what we did yesterday. I got a bunch of recommendations on what we can do next. And I said, okay, let's spin up a thread to do this, spin up a thread to do this, spin up a thread to do that. And now what ChatGPT Voice is going to do is actually create brand new threads inside of Codex here to get all this work done one by one. So on other voice tools, right, you would have to just kind of sit there, do things one at a time, one at a time, one at a time, because it doesn't have kind of those orchestration functionality and powers. But ChatGPT Voice, because it's more of an orchestrator rather than a worker, can spin up brand new agents left and right. I spent about, 45 seconds giving commands. And now I'm sitting here, it's doing the work, it's spinning up new threads. And in a few minutes, all this work will be done just with a couple of voice prompts. One of the key terms you need to know when using ChatGPT Voice is, okay, spin up a new thread for that. Because ChatGPT Voice uses, I think, Terra as its core model, which is one of its lighter models, you want it to spin up threads because the threads use 5.6 Sol, which is, of course, their best model. So the threads use the best model, get the best work done, and then you reserve the voice just to be the orchestrator and delegate the work to the smarter models. And you can see this.
Free
It's
tasks
creating
are
new
underway.
chats and everything.
Attaching the real Henry OpenClaw agent to personal OS, planning the second DGX Spark for Buzz Lab, and outlining what members can do inside the Buzz build lab.
And there you go. There's the new chats. You can see some of the new chats over here on the left. It is getting to work. And just like that, like you can imagine, you wake up in the morning, you put in your AirPods, you go outside, the sun hits your face, you feel great, you feel like $1 million, and you say, hey, what's the status of work? Okay, that sounds great. Spin up new threads, do all that. And boom, you're a minute into your day, you're outside, you're feeling the warmth, and you already got work kicked off across everything you're doing. So this is my basic morning workflow. There's way more to this. Now let's do a deep dive on each of the little tips and tricks you can use to get the absolute most out of ChatGPT Voice. So because ChatGPT's remote functionality is so good and all your devices can communicate with each other so well, you want to set up your system like this, where you have an always-on desktop computer that all your projects get done in, right? When you do voice and you say, hey, do this work, do that work, it all takes place on your always on desktop computer. And then all your other devices, your iPhone, your iPad, your laptops, any other devices you have, remote into that main device. This makes it so that all your projects, all the code you write, all the documents you build, all the PowerPoints you build, all the emails you send, all are nicely organized in one single place. If you weren't using remote and you weren't using this setup, you might be on your iPhone giving commands, on your desktop giving commands, and all the code and all the projects will live in different areas. As you can see, my voice is doing a bunch of things in the background while I go through this, which is really, really amazing. Anyway, if you do it this way, where it's all remoting into one place, everything will be nicely organized. So you can ensure when you go outside and you're on ChatGPT Voice on your phone, or if you're on your iPad by the pool, or if you're on your laptop on a plane 20,000 feet in the air, you can ensure that one, ChatGPT is always available because it's on your 24/7 desktop computer, but two, it's also nicely organized where everything's in one place. So this is the setup you want. It's really easy to set up. All you need to do is go into your settings. So if you go settings, then you go down to connections here, and then you go on your 24/7 computer and go control this map and add all your other devices. You'll be good to go. They'll all be controlling your one desktop computer. And now this doesn't need to be a Mac Studio. It doesn't need to actually be a desktop computer, right? It could be, a laptop that you always have plugged in, that you always have open on your desk. Obviously, this is much easier if you have a Mac Studio. This also works with Mac Mini or any PC device you have, but you just want to make sure you have some sort of device that is always on, always open, so that you can control it from anywhere in the world. Number 2 tip, I actually talked about towards the beginning during the demo, and that is the orchestration model. You want to think about ChatGPT Voice as an orchestrator, because this is really where its strength is. You never want it to do work itself. You never want to be like, hey, Voice, go and do this for me, or go and do that for me. Every time you give it a command, you want to say, hey, spin up a thread to do this work, spin up a new agent or task to do this work. You never want it to do the work itself. One, because the voice agent burns more tokens than other agents out there, because there's a lot more tokens that go into kind of the voice functionality itself. But two, it's burning more tokens and it's a dumber model. So the voice model itself is incredible, but the actual kind of logic model behind it that's doing work is not as good. As I said before, it's either Terra or Luna. It is not Sol, which is their strongest model. So it's going to do better work when it delegates it to other agents. So any work you do, you want to be like, hey, spin up a new thread, do this yourself. I'd actually recommend using the medium level thinking, because this burns a lot of tokens. I recommend using medium. I actually think 5.6 Sol medium is better than like 5.6 Sol max or ultra or whatever. I think the higher thinking versions of 5.6 Sol actually think too much, overthink things. I think medium's kind of the sweet spot. So what I would do is when you're talking to voice, say, hey, spin up a new thread, make sure you're using 5-6 soul medium thinking. And if you want to even say, hey, by the way, do this for all threads you spin up. So you don't have to say that every single time, but you want to, again, think of it as an orchestrator. All the work you're doing, you're going out on the go, you're at your computer, whatever you're doing, always make sure the work it does is in separate threads. Tip number 3, and this is really great for actually kind of unlocking this new workflow I use, which is being at my desktop computer way less and being on my iPhone out in the world, walking around, not looking at a screen. And that is planning ahead of time. So I showed you kind of my morning workflow. Typically, I do that outside in the sun, on the go, walking around. But when you're walking around, it's kind of really easy to forget what you wanted to do that day. There's a lot of stimulation outside. So what I really like to do is wake up in the morning, don't look at your phone, don't look at your computer, don't look at anything else. Take out a piece of paper, maybe a small post-it note like this, then write down what you want to get done with ChatGPT voice that day. So you write down your task by hand on this piece of paper. You fold it up, you put it in your pocket, you put your iPhone in your pocket, you put an AirPod in, 2 AirPods in, whatever you want to do. You go outside and then you start talking to ChatGPT voice and you just run down, here's all the tasks I want to do this day. It then spins up the threads and starts getting that work done. Having the piece of paper on you with the tasks you want to do makes it a lot easier to make sure you're getting all the work done that day you need to get done. And you can kind of pull it out and reference it as you go on kind of like your main threads, your main tasks you want to get done. When you're walking around, you don't have any screens, you're not looking at anything, it's kind of easy to forget everything you're working on, everything you want to do. This, just kind of having a piece of paper that grounds you with the tasks you need to do that day, makes it a lot easier to kind of talk to voice and make sure you get those things done. And you don't have to stare at a screen. One of the beautiful parts about this kind of new technology is you're not looking at screens anymore, right? Screens are so toxic and poisonous. What I absolutely love about voice, why I'm so passionate about it, why I tweet about it, because I'm not sponsored by OpenAI. They're not paying me anything. They barely talk to me, right? I'm just so passionate about this feature because it allows me to not look at screens as much. If you're anything like me, you're absolutely addicted to looking at screens. You're absolutely addicted to social media. This feature helps me break out of it. Being able to write down the tasks you need to do makes that a lot easier. Tip number 4 is utilizing a summary note. And what I mean by that is when I start my work for the day, I get on the go, I put the AirPod in, I'm talking, I always start with, hey, by the way, voice, make sure you create a new Apple Note, open it up on my desktop, and everything we do today, make sure you write the summary of what we're doing in this Apple Note. You're going to get literally 10 times more done using ChatGPT voice on the go than you've ever done before. And the issue is like you can go in a lot of different directions, get a ton done, and then when you get back to your computer, kind of not realize everything you did, not know where to follow up, not know what to test, not know what to check out. And so what you really want it to do is you want it to actually create an Apple Note on your computer that gives a rundown of everything you do with next steps, so that when you've gone for your walk, I get my 2-hour walk in the morning, I get 10,000 steps in 5 miles, I'm back to my computer by like 11 a.m., and then I'm able to sit down and see a rundown of absolutely everything we got done. Then I can do any follow-up I need at my computer. Without this note being created, it's really easy to forget little tiny details because it's so easy when you're in voice to be like, oh yeah, spin up a thread, do that, spin up a thread, do that, spin up a thread to do that, and then forget all the things you did. Having voice make a note and then open it up on your computer, which you can do because it has computer control, just makes it a lot easier for you to track everything you did. I also just like this because if you're anything like me, you just always feel like you haven't hit your max potential for productivity. You always feel like you haven't got done as much as you wanted to do. This kind of just allows me to reflect on all the work I did that day and actually like, wait a second, I actually did get a lot done that day, which makes you just feel very good. So I really like this tip. I've been using it every day. This will just help you keep track of everything you do and also just reflect on how productive you've been. So make sure you ask voice to create this note and pop it up on your computer so when you get home, you can check out everything you got done. And speaking of that, this one dovetails off that a little bit too. One of the most powerful parts about the ChatGPT desktop app is its computer use and its browser use. ChatGPT, I think, is the best agent harness on planet Earth right now because its computer use and browser use is so good. Basically anything a human being can do in a browser on a computer, ChatGPT and hence ChatGPT voice can do that as well. It's not always perfect at determining the best time to use computer use and browser use. So you want to make sure as you're giving commands to ChatGPT voice and you're telling it different things to do, make sure to say, hey, use computer use for that, use browser use for that. Just a couple examples. That Apple Note I just showed you a second ago, I always make sure to say, hey, use computer use to pop open that note and write the note in there. Then it'll know to pop it open on your computer. For browser use, if I have things where it needs to log in or use a logged in session or things like that, I'll say use browser use, pop open one of our Google Chrome sessions and do that on my account. For instance, I needed to like export all my email newsletter subscribers yesterday. I said, use browser use to pop open the newsletter platform to get the CSV of all the subscribers. By the way, newsletter link down below. You'll love it. It's best. 2 emails a week. It's incredible. But that's really important as well. Make sure you're using the terms browser use, computer use when you want it to do things on your computer and browser. The next 3 tips are more desktop tips for ChatGPT voice. So a lot of things we discussed before this were like mobile tips because one of my favorite workflows is just being outside, walk around. I have a weighted vest I bought off Amazon. It's like a 20-pound vest. It was like $30. I walk around with the weighted vest, getting slim, getting lean, looking good, right? But these next tips are for desktop desktop ChatGPT voice, which is really, really powerful as well. This isn't really a tip, but there's just kind of a setup of everything. I always have it open when I'm sitting at my computer. So I'll always have this widget open, and then I'll go to different browsers, go to different apps on my computer, and this will always be open, and I can just start talking anytime I want. But when I open the ChatGPT app again, I really like this new view they created. If you click this alert icon up here, this is the new alert mode. And I like this so much more because it orders your threads more like an inbox, right? More like an email inbox where it shows you all the newest things that got done at the top. When you're in the normal mode, it's just a full list of all your projects, all the tasks, which is a lot. It gets overwhelming. But when you're in the alerts mode, I guess they call it activity view, it shows it like an inbox where you can see the last things it did and what needs your attention, right? I can see in here, this needs my approval for something, so I can click on it. I can go in here, I'll say allow, and it goes and it does that work for me. This view, I find, just helps me get way more done when I'm sitting at my computer because I can always see what needs my attention because it's always at the top rather than drowned in a huge list of tasks and threads, which is really, really great. So anytime you're at your desktop in the ChatGPT app, always make sure you're in this new activity view as you're getting work done, just so you can see what needs your attention. Tip number 7 forces you to use voice way more, right? It's easy to kind of forget to use voice. You're sitting at your computer, you're doing other things. Always make sure this is up. Moment you sit down at your computer in the morning, open up ChatGPT voice, hit that button in the bottom right I showed you, and then you can have it up. You can unmute your mic, and what I like to do is I'll be doing work, I'll be hanging out, and anytime I need something, I just start talking out loud, right? I just start talking out loud. If you have it up all day, as new tasks come to your brain, you can just say them out loud, and voice will go and start to work on it. So one thing I try to remember to do every time I sit down at my work computer is open up ChatGPT voice, have it open, mute if I need to talk to someone else from recording a video like this, and then unmute and just talk out loud anytime you need something done. This is actually my prediction for what I think the Johnny Ive partnership is going to come up with, is like some sort of microphone or desk device that's always listening that you can just talk to anytime you want, anywhere in your house or apartment, and it starts spinning up threads to get things done. This kind of idea of ambient AI is really, really incredible because it's just intelligence that's always there for you anytime you need it. And having the voice up 24/7 allows that kind of use case of ambient AI where you can just say things and then things get done. So I really like that. And the last tip number 8, I think is a really critical one, is you should be asking more questions than commands you give. And what I mean by that is ChatGPT voice is unbelievably smart. And so what I like to do is do more of this kind of exploration exercise with it. Instead of just sitting there giving command after command after command after command, I try to actually ask more questions than give commands. What I mean by that is I'll be like, hey, what do you think we should do here next? What do you think about the work we did there? What do you think is the best next step? How do we get closer to our overall goal? How do we make this better? And what I'm doing is I'm actually reverse prompting the voice model. And I'm saying, hey, what do you think we should do next? And what I actually find is it does a lot better job of coming up with what we should do next than I do. And I actually find it gets way more work done. It also just lightens your cognitive load a ton. And what I mean by that is if you always have to think about what you want to do next, you're constantly thinking, your brain's constantly going. But if you're walking around outside, you're feeling the sun, you're like, hey, what should we do next? Gives you a bunch of items and options, and you go, okay, just do that. It just lightens your cognitive load so you don't have to think as hard. It just feels lighter. It's more enjoyable. It's more fun. It's more free-flowing and creative. So my 8th and very important tip is ask more questions than commands you give. You'll get more done. It'll be more fun. It'll feel more free. It'll feel more creative. You just love the workflow even more. That is ChatGPT voice. I highly, highly, highly challenge you today or tomorrow. Wake up, do what I show you, put in an AirPod, go outside, walk around, open up voice mode, get tasks done, get back to your computer and just see how much you got done without sitting at your computer looking at a screen the entire day. This has completely changed my life. Again, this isn't sponsored by OpenAI or anything like that. I just love this feature so much. I hope this was helpful. Make sure to join the Vibe Coding Academy.
Okay, that guy's freaking awesome, isn't he? I love that alert mode, but I don't even see it on my ChatGPT. Okay, but I'm going to look for that. That's a great tip, alert mode, because I can never find what I'm looking for on the side. But you guys, that's earth-shattering. That's like crazy stuff that you're just walking around, getting your exercise done, having it spin up different things, asking it questions. My God, you guys, AI is amazing. Now, we don't have, I want you to see the beginning of this guy.
OpenAI just dropped ChatGPT Voice 2.0, and it unlocks incredible capabilities. It is essentially Java. It connects all of your tools, works from your phone, and it will change the way that you work, but only if you know how to use it properly and the best use cases. And in this video, I'm going to show you the 5 levels of ChatGPT Voice step by step. So you know exactly what to expect at each level, the key mistakes to avoid, and so you can get light years ahead of everybody else and save time. So if you haven't already, grab that beautiful coffee and let's dive straight in. Now open up the ChatGPT app or the Codex app. And by the way, these use cases are going to blow your mind. They are incredible. Now, I'm going to come down and click on Start Voice. Very, very cool, like so. And then we can begin the conversation. So it works across our desktop. We can explore, we can plan, we can learn.
Okay, we're not going to watch him today, but I want you just to
OpenAI just dropped their new voice.
a flavor for him. We're going to watch this guy. This is my first guy. Like I was a member of his group. And then I joined a guy that I didn't like. I didn't get anything out of Julian, okay, this other guy. But the guy I just joined, which I haven't introduced you to yet, is the one who built Jarvis. And so I have that for all of us where it's going to really kind of manage that system, okay? It's crazy stuff. But let's watch this guy at one point, Brock, okay? Again, you guys, ChatGPT Voice 2.0 is unfreaking believable. So let's watch.
mode, and I personally think this is the most underrated AI release of the year, and it seems like nobody is talking about it. You can even speak with it on your phone, and it can literally control your computer and get work done for you. And on top of that, it can run multiple tasks in parallel while you're speaking with it. So in this video, I'm going to show you what's new with it, where you can use it, and then 5 different use cases you can run right now so you can understand just how powerful this is. So without further ado, let's dive in. All right, so before we dive into a demo as well as show these different use cases, we need to understand what is new inside of ChatGPT voice mode, because we have had previous voice modes, but this is much more capable. And once we understand the foundation of how this works, you'll be able to see some of the use cases you could apply yourself. Now, the first big thing that's different with the new voice mode is that previously it was like speaking on a walkie-talkie. And what I mean by that is we would speak to ChatGPT voice mode and it would have to wait until we finish talking in order to process what I just said. Well, now with the new voice mode, it can talk and listen at the exact same time. So if we need to interrupt ChatGPT, it will immediately stop talking and then begin processing exactly what we're saying. Basically, mid-conversation, mid-sentence, we could interrupt and it will adjust automatically. It's basically like we're talking to a normal human instead of this back and forth we're so used to when it comes to voice AI models, where you have to cut it off when it goes on a run-on sentence and it just throws off the whole process of the conversation. Next up, this voice mode now lives on the desktop app. So we could use this in things like ChatGPT chat mode, the new work mode that they just released last week, and then Codex. And there's something I'm going to talk about later in this video that is extremely powerful if you're using Codex, and you could basically speak to ChatGPT voice mode from your phone in order to trigger Codex on your desktop. But we're going to talk about that and dive deeper into that later in the video. Now, there's a couple more features here where when you truly understand how this works, it can begin to feel like magic that we can speak with an AI agent like ChatGPT voice mode and have it do countless amounts of things for us in real time. Now, one thing we could do is we could give it one command while we're speaking with it, and it can perform many tasks at the same time. So what I mean by this is we could start multiple different threads inside of ChatGPT, and we could almost use voice mode as like this coordinating agent to understand what's going on in parallel across those different conversations and tasks. And I'm going to show you later on in this video exactly how that works because it's genuinely mind-blowing, and it kind of gives you a taste of the future of how we're going to interact with AI in our own operating systems. Next, we could have voice mode use our actual tools. So any of the different plugins or connectors that we have configured inside of ChatGPT, we can now perform tasks across. So whether that's Gmail, your calendar, Slack, or any of the different tools that you use on a day-to-day basis, we can speak with voice mode and it can go and perform actions across those as well as pull information from them. Next up, voice mode can actually see our screen on our computer. So let's say you need help navigating a specific website or application you're trying to use. You could have ChatGPT voice mode walk you through exactly where to click on the screen or explain complex topics for you in real time. This next feature allows you to work from your phone in order to control your computer. This allows you to use voice mode on your phone in order to pull different files from your computer and basically run any of the different tasks you would do inside of ChatGPT or ChatGPT work or even Codex. Now, there's a few places we can access this with a couple of caveats, so make sure to stick with me. First of all, if we come to chatgpt.com, we have the voice mode right here that we could activate, but this does come with some limitations that I'm going to talk about here in a second. Now, the next place to use it, and I highly suggest this over chatgpt.com, is the ChatGPT desktop. That is inside of the desktop app. On top of that, we can also access this on our mobile app on our phone, which comes with some pretty cool capabilities, which I'm going to show you later on in this video. Now, let's quickly talk about the difference of using chatgpt.com versus the desktop. So if we're using this on our phone or the web application, it does not have the ability to run different tasks for us and use our actual screen, pull information from our computer, etc. Think of this like using normal ChatGPT mode. You could talk back and forth with it, and the model sounds really good, but it doesn't have the full capability. Whereas in the desktop app, we can run tasks and specific agents and basically do everything that I'm going to show you in this video. Now, let's move on to testing this out in real time. So first of all, I'm inside of the ChatGPT desktop app, and up top, you can see we have 2 modes. We have chat mode and we have work mode. Voice mode works in either of these different platforms, but if we want the full capabilities, I'm going to toggle on work mode. So this way, it's able to work inside of different folders on my computer. All right, so for this first use case, I'm going to speak with ChatGPT voice mode in order to pull context from a previous task that I ran actually last week. And this is a conversation right here. So I was using ChatGPT work in order to create a travel plan for me. It's using this connector called Ease My Trip in order to pull flight information and find the cheapest and the best flight for me coming back from Europe. On top of that, it even generated this ChatGPT site for me, breaking down everything that it found when researching the best travel plan for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to toggle this on right here. Hey, what's going on? Could you do me a favor? I want you to look at that Europe trip flight that you were helping me book. Can you pull some of the information on what you think will be the best? Can you pull some information on what you think will be the best flight options for me?
I'll check the trip details and see what flight options fit best. For your Europe trip, I don't have the details in this chat. What are your departure city, destination, and travel dates?
Yeah, so you actually had this in the previous conversation. Can you pull from that? The name of the conversation was called flight planning.
Okay, I'll check that. I'm locating that flight planning task now. I found the trip details. Barcelona to Redmond on August 14th. You wanted to lie flat without paying for business all the way. The best value route was through Boston, but I'm checking updated availability since fares can shift.
Okay, cool. Once you find the best flight for me, can you actually pull up inside of Ease My Trip so I could book this?
Got it. I'll see if I can bring that up there. I'm seeing a snag. The cheapest lie flat option now arrives too late for a same day connection, so it would mean overnighting. I'm pricing that against a faster through ticket that keeps the trip simpler. The lowest risk value option is a one-stop through ticket via London and Seattle, landing in Redmond the night of the 14th.
Yeah, that's fine. Can you just go ahead and pull it up so I could book that?
Sure, I'll open it. I pulled up the lower cost lie flat option and Ease My Trip, Barcelona to Boston on August 14th. It requires an overnight in Boston, then a separate Redmond flight the next day.
Okay, perfect. I think I'm going to book this. Thanks. All right, so there you go. You saw ChatGPT voice mode in action. It went ahead, it pulled from a previous thread conversation that I had, and this was actually like last week, so I was able to use that as context. And then it used this application here that I have connected and even pulled this up in my browser so I can go and book this flight automatically right now. All right, so for use case number 2, I'm going to use ChatGPT voice mode in order to find a specific file that's living on my computer. So I generated this a couple of days ago, and let's say we don't want to have to go and like try to search for this all across our computer. Instead, let's offload this task tasks to ChatGPT in order to do it. So as you can see right here, it's living on my desktop, this cowork setup teaching HTML pack that I have open right here. So I'm just going to come over to ChatGPT and have it find this for me. Hey, can you go on my computer and I want you to find the ChatGPT cowork setup HTML that you generated for me a couple of days ago.
Got it. I'll look for that file and confirm what I find.
Also, while you're doing that, what was the last task that we were running inside of ChatGPT?
I'll check that too.
Now, as you can see, it's running and doing multiple tasks at the exact same time, which is the power of using the new ChatGPT voice mode. And it's pretty cool when you have multiple different tasks you have it running at once.
I found and opened the simple Claude Cowork Setup teaching pack on your desktop. Last
Perfect.
created July 17th.
This is exactly
The last task.
This is exactly what I was wanting. Thank you.
Great. Glad it matches what you needed.
Now, what was that task you said that you found, like the last task you ran for me?
Let me pull up the exact last task for you. It was the voice mode update chat where you asked if the new voice mode had launched recently and then to see your most recent Gmail message.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Now, one thing I want to mention that's pretty cool is you can see this little ChatGPT voice blob. And we could basically put this anywhere on our computer. So let's say I'm editing this video right here, for example. You could still see ChatGPT voice mode and I could just basically come here and say, hey, I want you to look at my screen. What does it look like I'm working on right now? I need help with this.
Okay, I'll take a look. I'm reading what's on screen now. You're actively editing a roughly 7-minute project in CapCut with the clip's basic settings open.
Yeah, could you actually break down how I can apply filter? I can't figure out how to do it.
I'll check that real quick. In CapCut, click Filters in the left sidebar, then choose one and drag it onto your clip in the timeline. To apply it across the whole video, drop it onto the main video track, then adjust its
Perfect.
intensity
Thank
in
you.
the right panel.
That fixed it. Thanks.
Sure thing.
So for this next use case, I'm going to use it to generate images and videos with voice mode using the Higgsfield MCP. Not only am I going to generate one video or image, I'm going to generate multiple at the exact same time since we're able to run these voice mode tasks in parallel. And if you don't know what Higgsfield is, it's an all-in-one AI creative platform that has access to all the top image and video models, so we can generate basically anything we want in terms of videos. And the best part about this is we don't even need to be inside of this user interface here. We could simply just talk to voice mode and it will go and generate all these different videos using whatever model it thinks is best. Now, it's really easy to set this up, so I'm going to show you how to do that right now. First of all, we're going to go to the link in the description.
Okay, so you guys, I want you to you're getting an idea of just how like revolutionary that it actually is, and it's here. Like the future of AI is actually here today. Okay, and it's voice. It's the voice command because you can have it do multiple things at the same time, interrupt each other. You can just put a thing in your ear and walk around and tell it what to do, and it's so powerful. I don't think, it's going to take a while for it to sink in just how amazing it actually is. And then it'll take a little while to learn how to leverage it better and better and better. But you guys, just so you know, us on this Zoom are in the top 1% of people learning the latest cutting edge stuff in AI. You're beating 99% of the people out there just by being on this Zoom and learning and taking advantage of it. And we're learning the latest cutting edge things and we're learning how to apply them to our business. Now, I found that I couldn't find the video. I put a thing in the chat for that superhuman. That's the one that's going to replace salespeople, which we're not, right? We do referrals, but that's the infographic on that video that I watched on these things that get on Zoom and close the sales for you. It's like unbelievable. Okay, but I threw that in the chat just so you could check it out, the superhuman thing, okay? But what we're going to do is we're going to get a little bit smarter and a little bit smarter and a little bit smarter every week, okay? And I don't expect you to, to learn it all, right? I just expect you to go, wow, this is amazing. This is cool. This is fun to learn. I'd love to be more productive. I'm going to get better and better at it. Just know that even if you're, you're in the top 1% just because you know that you need to learn AI voice, just because you know that you can use this to get ahead. Most people have no idea what's going on. They don't know that this happened. And most of the people I see, you guys, the trainers, the gurus out there, except this, like that, the Australian guy, he's teaching people for the most part. He's not a great instructor for us. He teaches people how to build things, okay? And we don't need, most of the AI trainers out there.
OpenAI just dropped ChatGPT Voice 2.0, and it unlocks incredible capabilities. It is essentially Java. It connects all of your tools, works from your phone, and it will change the way that you work, but only if you know how to use it properly. And the best.
One thing I hate about YouTube is once you play a video, you can't stop. You can't even pause it for like 8 seconds, okay? It's like pisses me off. Okay, but basically, we are going to learn. So there's a lot of homework to do in this class, but it's the funnest. It's the most fun homework you've ever done. Okay, I don't know, and so exciting stuff. Most of these gurus that I watch, they're teaching me how to use OpenClaw, which is a developer's tool, or Claude Code, which is a developer's tool, or Codex, which can do both, which is ChatGPT's developer tool to develop and build software items, which we never need to do any of that ever. We are not, so we're going to learn how to put an ear pod in our ear, go for a 10,000, go for a 5-mile walk, and have our AI can do all that stuff for us. By the way, you can tell your AI, whatever you want to name it, voice, okay, what he was called it, you can tell it to go, hey, go into my Claude cowork and generate these reports for me. So it'll run your Claude, it'll run your Notebook LM, it'll run your Gemini, Grok. It doesn't just run ChatGPT, it runs everything. And so you can have it running multiple projects and different AI large language models at the same time. So it's not like we're just going to use ChatGPT. We're not. We're going to use Claude, ChatGPT, and Notebook LM. I don't right now see a use for Gemini or Perplexity, those are good. Like the next three best ones are Grok, Gemini, and Perplexity. But right now we don't, I have them. When I asked today, how long does it take to watch a 10-minute video at 1.25 and 1.5, I asked that to Gemini, okay? Because I don't use it for anything except dumb questions like that, okay? And so, but the main one, you and me, we are going to learn how to use Claude Cowork, ChatGPT, Voice 2.0 with, it's really like work, ChatGPT, Claude, and Notebook LM is going to help you learn at a rate you've never dreamt possible. And we're going to have fun doing it. And we're going to be more productive than we've ever been. And it's going to start by freeing up 3 or 4, 5 hours a week for you. That's going to become, 5, 10, or 15 hours a week over time. By the end of by Christmas, you're going to be incredibly productive here. And you're going to, and we're applying it to purely making more money. We're applying it to being productive to make money. Not to waste time just doing the crap that doesn't pay us, but to do the productive activities that generate sales. Okay, prospecting, contacting, follow up, and being consistent. That's what we're using it for. So, and by the way, I don't see any trainers doing that. I don't see anybody on the internet. None of these gurus are teaching salespeople how to leverage it exclusively, and that's all we need to know because they just built that superhuman who's going to replace the salespeople. So we're not, the product experts are toast. Okay, because that thing was like blow my mind. Okay, and I'd rather watch that make the quantum sale for me. I don't want to make them if I don't have to. So you guys, great things happening. We're done with our AI class for the week. We're 4 minutes over. I love this stuff, you guys. I love learning it. I love getting better at it. I'm excited about freeing up 10, 15, 20 hours a week and applying that to whatever you want. Okay, to making more money, being more productive. More time with your family, more time for your health. But now you're going to be be more productive while you're exercising than you were less productive sitting at your desk. It's crazy. It's crazy how amazing this is. So thanks for your time being here. I'll stick around and answer any questions for anybody. But again, you got to go to those 25 videos in my YouTube channel that I put in the chat and start watching those at 1.5. Did you notice those were at 1.5 and you didn't even notice? So you can watch everything at 1.5. Just don't tell yourself I can't understand it because that's what's killing you is you telling yourself that, okay? Just tell yourself my brain's picking it up, okay? Your brain will do just fine at 1.5. And so or 1.25, whatever you want to do. Okay, Joy, you're up first.
Yes, sir. That YouTube channel that you put in the chat, did that have the first and the third video of those two guys in there by chance?
Yes.
It does.
And they're at the bottom, like the most recent ones, all on the AI voice are at the bottom of the list of 25 videos.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, sir.
It always puts the new one the new ones at the bottom, and I'm adding 1 or 2 a week for you guys. So that list is now at 25, and over time it'll be 50 before the year's up, but it'll be like the 50 best videos that we all need to study.
Perfect. Thank you for doing that.
Sure thing, Tiffany.
Yeah. Thank you. That is just amazing. Thank you, Mike. Quick question. So before I can even use the voice 2.0, I have to connect all of the devices and all of the software that I need to do all the things that I need to do first. Otherwise, it won't do the multitask, right?
No. I don't think there's nothing I need to connect to do it. So, I mean, you just need to have, if you have ChatGPT on your phone,
Yeah.
it's connected to your computer. It'll connect to your computer. You don't have to do anything special. I haven't connected anything. I'm not, but you have to download ChatGPT and Claude on your phone,
Yes.
and it'll be able to connect to your computer. It is connected to your computer. If you log in on your phone, it's connected to your computer. So all you have to do is leave your computer on.
Oh, okay. I was thinking
It's
like
already
if I
connected.
got it. So if
And so, yep, and just give your computer permission, but it'll tell you that. Give me permission to use, it'll open it. Usually it works in Chrome, okay? Like when
Yes.
you're watching it do stuff, but you don't even need to watch it, so you don't have to connect a bunch of stuff. The answer is no.
Oh, okay. Whew. I was like, how do okay, so basically, I mean, I have Slack, Gmail, Outlook, Notebook LM, and all of those. It will just connect it all themselves. I guess I just have to give it my login info
No,
and it'll do
well,
that.
let me clarify that you have to connect your Claude and your ChatGPT to all of those apps, okay? And you do that by clicking customize, and then you scroll down here to connectors. It's even easier on ChatGPT. And then I added, usually you just hit add, watch, and you hit browse connections. Watch what it does, you guys.
Hold on.
Am I sharing my screen? Let me make sure. I am. Okay.
Yeah, hold on.
Right.
Yes.
So all you do
Please
is
start
hit,
over and share your screen. Okay.
you guys, so you just go to customize at the top of Claude. You scroll down to connectors,
Okay.
and then you hit add. Okay. And then you got browse connectors, and it'll open up, it'll say Gmail, Google Drive, all of that. And you just hit the plus sign next to them. Boom, 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 boom. The ones you want to connect. Okay. So that's super, super easy. Okay. And now your Claude is connected to everything. Now, watch this, you guys. So on ChatGPT, I'll slide it over here. I have it open over here. Now, ChatGPT is on my desktop down here. That's called Codex. And it's also on the internet right here. But in ChatGPT, you see these little colorful things on the screen, you guys? That's my Gmail. That's my Google Drive. So on ChatGPT, it's right in front of you all the time. So you hit the button, you just hit plugins.
Okay.
And then you hit connect plugins, and you just hit the plus sign of the ones you want to connect. And so I've connected Google Drive, Gmail, GitHub, Google Calendar, Zoom, and Higgsfield. Okay. So you connect just by hitting those, and that's it. Done. You connect, and now ChatGPT and Claude are connected to all your stuff. Okay. And so it's really, that is really simple. Okay. And then they can go
Perfect.
do everything.
You just answered my question. That's exactly what I needed to learn to know. Thank you.
Sure. And so, but you guys download Claude and ChatGPT on your phone. And so really, you guys, it's just, we're going to become pros at Claude and ChatGPT because they're the two best and they're the two ones you want to use. And even though the experts all agree on that. And then Notebook LM is your teacher, is your tutor. It's your speed learning. It's your Cliff Notes. It's like, I don't want to watch a 45-minute video. I'd rather throw it into Notebook LM and study the PowerPoint and the infographic and get the gist of it in 5 minutes or less instead of watching a 50-minute video. And so you can learn so much so fast, and it builds you that super cool library. Now, I used it so much so fast that they did want money out of me, okay? But you probably won't get to the point. If you get to the point where an AI is asking you for more money, you should high five yourself, okay? The other morning, Voice cut me off and said, "No more Voice for you." I was like, "Congratulations, Mike. You've been nonstop talking to me for an hour." And I was like, so that just means you're doing a good job. So I do pay Notebook LM because I abuse it. Okay. And I make PowerPoints on everything, and I make this, but you won't be doing, I do like 15 a day. So they're like, hey, bro, you got to fork over a few $20 or whatever. Okay. But you won't need to, because you won't be doing that 15 to 20 times a day. It's free. This is the modern library. This is my library. I want you to build your library. By the way, you probably ought to go do How to Win Friends and Influence People, Think and Grow Rich, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. You probably ought to do a little infographic on all of them right here. It'll read books, it'll read articles, it'll watch videos, and you can put a video, an article, and a book all in one report, and it'll blend them all together into one beautiful little infographic PowerPoint. It's amazing. So the 3 amazing things, the world's changing, and it's Claude, it's ChatGPT, and it's Notebook LM. Right there. There you go, my friends. Next, Jim Richards, you're up.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Do you want to recommend anything to put in your ear when you go walking around?
No, I think a lot of people are Apple, so they know they use an AirPod. I'm not. So it doesn't really matter which one you use, but when you buy one of these little things on a Bluetooth headset, I lose them so much, and I wash them in the washer, that I buy cheap ones now. Okay, but I do look at the like this one's $29 and it works really good. And the only thing I look at is the reviews, because if people complain they can't hear you, it's really bad for business if you have a crappy one of these. So make sure you buy one that 20,000 people have already bought and they have good reviews, and then it doesn't matter. And they're cheap. I think I paid $29 and I lost it the other day, but I found it. And so, but that way it's not much to replace them. But just any Bluetooth headset that has good reviews.
Good words,
Yes.
man.
Thank you, Lyle. Okay, you guys, we're going to have fun, get rich, and kick ass and have a great life together, because you are in the top 1% of people right now, I swear to God, with AI. Just by watching what you're watching, learning what you're learning, even though we don't know how to do it yet, you're going to know how to. I'm going to go for a walk and talk to the damn thing and see what happens. Okay, spin up a new one for me. Okay, you guys, I got that. Bruce, you're up.
I had a question.
Yeah,
Willow had there was one guy that had built his own AI Willow. Now, with all we're getting in the back office, do you still recommend we get our own executive assistant, our own executive AI that we're going to go ahead and build within Claude and ChatGPT, or do you think it's enough within Dreams, the AI agents that you are producing or you're manufacturing, for us to go ahead and use?
Those are totally two worlds apart. One's China, one's the United States. So the voice AI uses the AI agents to do specific tasks. So voice AI is not an AI agent, it's an orchestrator. So the voice AI will go into Claude and leverage the AI agents when you give it specific tasks. So one doesn't replace the other at all. They're not related. But Jim George has just taken ChatGPT voice, and in ChatGPT, you have the ability to make that little blue ball look like something else, okay? And so here, look, ChatGPT is warning me, because I think I only pay it $20 a month. They're warning me I only have 18% left. But I have what's called a pet. So Jim George calls his voice, he calls it Willow, okay? And then you can make it look like something. So if I go down here, it'll say show your pet. Okay, and I had ChatGPT build me a pet, okay, which was Rocky from the movie,
Right.
The Thing. And so that you can have that blue ball take a different shape if you want, okay, and then he just has his like a person, but the ChatGPT voice is the what do they call it? The president has one person who's in charge of all the other people. What is that
Chief of
called?
staff.
Chief of staff.
Yeah, chief of staff.
Okay, so that's what Google Voice is, your chief of staff. That's what it is. And it's going to use ChatGPT. It's going to use Claude. It's going to use all the AI agents. It's going to take advantage of all that for you. And you see what he said was really interesting. Don't give it any task because it's not as smart. So that was a great video, you guys. I learned a ton on that video. And I'm looking, oh, there's the alarm. Okay, so I'm going to fix mine right there. There it is. So now I just put it in that new mode, okay? Activity view. But you know why? I didn't see that before because it's this version of it. It's the desktop version has that little thing. But there's a version of ChatGPT on the internet. Let's look. And I didn't see it on that one. So here's the internet version of ChatGPT. And the internet version, there's no bell there to hit, right? But they talk to each other. So bottom line, you guys, is that no, it's not going to replace. You need Claude, you need what the AI agents, you need all those tools, and this is just your chief of staff. That's the best way to think of it.
Okay. All right. So still need to go ahead and create it, still need to develop it. What you're going to be providing us in the back office is going to be plug and play.
Correct. I'm going to try to build out these things for you. So like what we have in Claude is priceless, okay? With these AI agents that are already built and already know everything. And by the way, whenever I was doing some projects on Claude the other day, the pages I built for the tariff thing is incredible. And I was reading the little things. It says it was using the knowledge base from the agents to build it. So it knows everything about our business, okay? And Claude itself doesn't know everything about your business if you didn't give it this. So we have the best version of Claude, and we're gonna have the best version of ChatGPT too to make it easier on us.
Now, will it be possible that the AI agent or the voice that we create, Willow, or yours is Rocky, that it will be able to get access to Dreams and their TRA back office and everything? Will there be plugins like they already have in place? Or is that something that Dreams as the administrator is going to have to give us access, or give our AI, our Willows and our Rockies access?
No, Rocky can go anywhere you can go on your computer. So here's the Rocky. It doesn't need any special access. So basically, when I open up Chrome, both ChatGPT and Claude can open up my Chrome and do anything I can do. It can log into any website. It just uses my password. It has the passwords, right? So it can log in and do whatever it wants to do. It doesn't need anything special.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy, you guys. So here's Rock. Okay, you got to see that movie, you guys. The Hail Mary is a great movie. If you haven't seen it yet, it's you can watch it on right now, and it's a cool movie.
Yeah. Well, it was a good movie. Very good movie.
Yeah, it was. I canned it to the writer of that movie for having the most crazy imagination I could ever imagine a alien looking like that, right? It's just crazy that somebody thought of that. I commend their imagination.
You may have missed your second calling, which could have been a stand-up comic as well. Because if you could talk to any device for an hour and a half without stopping, that's a gift.
Thank you guys. I'd love the AI class better than anything else I teach, because I'm cheating because I'm ahead of you guys because I'm teaching it, learning it, studying it, and it's obviously it's going to pay off for all of us though. Okay, anybody else? Oh yeah, Tiffany or Alan?
Just quick question on Notebook AM. So you're saying if I just upload an audio book of how to win friends and influence people, then Notebook LM can either create an infographics and PowerPoint for me, or any book, but that's just the process?
That's it. You can load, I would go to YouTube and get a video as well, like a long video on it. And so Notebook LM, you can give it multiple sources. And sometimes I do, mostly I just give it the video. But in here, you can add a video, and then you can keep adding new stuff to it. So it'll be a button, and you can add a book, you can add an article, and it'll take everything you put in here, and it'll build an infographic or a PowerPoint or a PDF or a report. It's crazy how cool it is for free. Okay. Alan?
Yeah, two questions. On the Notebook LM, do you have to set each of the, I guess they're like knowledge bases that you're setting up in Notebook LM. Is that right? Essentially.
I don't know what you mean by that. I didn't set anything.
In other words, you're just loading up like do you put all of one book in like a folder type situation,
No,
or do you just dump it all in there?
I dump it all in there. It's all like this. It's totally organized just in the last one you looked at.
Okay. And one other just housekeeping. I missed the link to your YouTube channel. If you wouldn't mind putting it in chat again, I think I just missed it.
Yeah, no, and you need that, you guys. That's the only thing you won't be able to get without being on the live presentations. Okay, so I haven't put that on the website anywhere, that link. So by coming to the class live, but once you have it, you're good to go. All the when I put a new video in it, everybody will have it. So that's a reward for being here live, only because I don't know how to put it. I don't want to put it on the website. Okay, so I go to playlist. I'll give you guys that one.
Your YouTube channel?
Yeah, I'm going to put it in the chat now here in a second. I got to pull it up.
Yeah, I was going to say I just didn't see it.
Actually matters, and it will 100% save that to the memory markdown file. For example, saying something like posts Tuesdays at 9 a.m. beats something like makes videos, for example. And then
see, 8 seconds before I can mute it. YouTube does that on purpose. I know it. Okay, so here we go.
And great session today, by the way.
Thanks. That's when you guys hear that sometimes, because when James is talking, I'm on somebody else's Zoom and I'm not up, and I'm off mute, and then I'm watching. Of course, I'm not paying attention, and so I play a YouTube video and I can't stop it, right? so I interrupt people. Okay, so here we go. I got the channel. I found the share button, and I'm going to pop it in there.
There it is. Oh, thank you so much.
And then I'll look at this last question on here. Brock is not AI, but that might have been an AI video of Brock, but he's not AI. He's a cool teacher. I like him because you know what his channel is called, you guys? AI for non-techies. Okay. If I was going to name my channel, it'd be AI for entrepreneurs, salespeople, not for non-developers. Okay. We don't want to build jack squat. All right, you guys. Have a great day.
Thank you, Mike. That's phenomenal. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
God bless you guys. Have a great weekend.
Enjoy your day.
Right.